Joe Rogan is so alpha that he shits standing up. Yet he still uses this weaselly move that I see a lot of people use, where they say one thing and then proceed to say the exact opposite. It's usually some method of providing themselves cover if they ever get called on their stupid shit. Here's a perfect example of Joe Rogan contradicting himself within 2.5 minutes. He lays the groundwork for his defense. No. He makes the bad argument first and then post hoc lays the groundwork for his defense.
When the whole George Floyd thing happened, one of the schools that my kids were going to back in California released this email saying that it's not enough to not be racist. You now must be anti-racist. And this is, my kid's 9 at the time.
Yeah. What does that
and
mean?
I'm like, what does it mean?
Anti-
I'm like, these kids are not even remotely racist.
Hey, you ever seen a racist kid before? My Uncle Frank is so racist that all the other guys in the Ku Klux Klan call him Frank the Racist. He's so racist that he watches Law and Order, and whenever Ice-T comes on the screen, he points at the television and yells, "He did it." I always go, racist Uncle Frank. You always say Ice-T did it, and Ice-T never does it. I was taking his kid out to the movies one day. His kid was about 8 years old. And this kid just started arbitrarily talking about how black kids steal bicycles. It's virtually impossible to believe that a racist like Joe Rogan didn't raise a racist kid. I mean, once they hit about 13, they usually get other influences in their lives. For example, teachers. And their entire positions are changed because they're not fully formed yet. But it's hard to believe that, it's hard to believe that Joe Rogan's kids weren't a little racist for a little while.
Like, they have all sorts of different kinds of friends. I've never heard them discuss it once. It's just, I like this person and she's nice to me and we like to play together and we both like the same things and so to tell a 9-year-old that you have to be anti-racist, well, they're going to go looking for racism and they're going to go looking to confront it. Yeah. But I don't know if it's power. It's an ideology that is.
By ideology, he means teaching kids that slavery was objectively bad and there was a good side and a bad side in the Civil War. That's what Republicans like to call critical race theory. It's what the rest of us call history.
That captures people. And I think the roots of it, in their mind, is good. That is, you're going to stomp out racism. But it's this naive person who's an educator.
Hear that, folks? If a teacher tells a kid that the reason they're taking Martin Luther King Day off is because the civil rights movement was a net positive, then they're being naive. This, of course, comes from the same guy who thought Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing. Look it up.
Who's, I don't want to disparage anybody, but they weren't that good at what they were doing in the first place.
That's right.
Like, they weren't that good at teaching in the first place, and now here they are saying they're going to tackle something, not just tackle something as complex as race in America, but you are going to establish rules that you can't just be not racist, you have to be anti-racist. And you're going to teach this to a 9-year-old. It's like, what are you saying? Like, what exactly are you saying? What is your fucking end goal? If you want to say all human beings...
Okay. Now, in this last 10 seconds, Joe's going to contradict everything he just said. And while he does that, I'm going to do the robot.
Are created equal in the eyes of love and the Lord and God and heavens and the universe. And really the differences are about climate, where people evolved, and then the differences are social, what communities they come from and what part of the world they come from, and what their ancestors encountered and what their relatives, their mom and dad encountered, and what they've encountered in life. And that human beings are vast resources and reservoirs of potential, all of us. And that
You mean anti-racism?